Alright, ready? Set. Go. Okay, my name is Whitney.
And my name is John.
We go to the Wayland campus here in Plainview, Texas. I'm from Dallas, Texas.
And I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Today, we are going to talk about the digestive system and what it entails with that body system. Our clicker is actually broken, so I'm going to be going back and forth. But before we start, I'm going to talk about the summary or the overview of this digestive system. As the word implies, you're digesting nutrients in your body so that it can be used and gained so that you have energy through your body, and then it will be expelled once all the nutrients is taken out. The digestive system is a group of multi-organs and assistant organs in which they help each other counterpart so that nutrients can be extracted to its full amount, and or that your body can be able to build up so that it can maintain throughout the day and maintain homeostasis.
The first stage of the digestive system in taking action is food entering the mouth. With this process taking place, food enters the mouth and is then chewed with using your teeth basically, or oral cavity as they call it. You chew various times to break down the food so that it can be swallowed and that it can travel through in the esophagus to the stomach.
Before, like John said, I was talking about the organs, is you have to know your oral cavity, your pharynx, and or your throat, medical term, and then your esophagus. With that, as you can see, these are all the organs and counterparts that work together in your digestive system, but first and foremost is your mouth, the oral cavity. You have to take care of the parts within your oral cavity, those assistants, which would be your teeth. Your teeth are vital, that's why we go to the dentist, but also if you can't chew, then you can't eat proper food, and or you need dentures, and so it's just better to take care of what God gave you and maintain it that way to the best of its abilities so that you're able to use your teeth and eat right food.
There are three types of salivary glands that help break down the process of help breaking down food in the mouth. These glands are the parotid glands, the sublingual glands, and the submandibular glands.
We're not medical professionals, so I'm sorry for the mispronunciation of these glands. But what they do is they each help in breaking down the food because they liquefy the food and so it softens so that your teeth can break it down. It's pushed to the back of your mouth where your molars are. Again, that's another reinforcement to break down. And then it's going to be in your pharynx and or your throat. That's another word for it. And so that would be the next step in the digestive process. But just know that your teeth, your saliva, and your tongue are three vital parts of your mouth and the oral cavity that helps start the initiation of breaking down food.
And that's why they say don't drink and eat. Yeah. The next phase is the pharynx or the throat. This is a funnel-shaped tube connected to the posterior end of the mouth. This is responsible for passing of masses of chewed food from the mouth to the esophagus. This also plays an important role in the respiratory system as air from the nasal cavity passes through the pharynx on its way to the larynx and even to the lungs.
And so what John is talking about, that part is obviously it's the back of your mouth where obviously you can't see, but what happens is there's a flap of skin in which can cover so that people say it went down the wrong tube or I swallowed it wrong, but your body has a natural protection so you don't swallow food the wrong way. You might swallow food too fast and feel like you're choking, but you can't swallow food and say you get it into your lung or something. So just know about that. That piece of skin which is there is called epiglottis, and that's just a flap of tissue known again as epiglottis, and it helps route food in the way it should go so food doesn't go the wrong way.
The next phase is when the food goes to the esophagus. This is a muscular tube connecting the pharynx to the stomach that is part of the upper gastrointestinal tract. This carries swallowed masses of chewed food along its length. And the inferior end of the esophagus is a muscular ring called a lower esophageal sphincter or cardiac sphincter. This is the function of the sphincter is to close the end of the esophagus and trap the food in the stomach.
So what happens is, again, it's from your mouth, and we just want to give you a visual, so that's why we keep repeating. It's your mouth, then it's your throat and your esophagus. As you can see, depending on your body type, sometimes for people you can see the food literally going down because, again, it's a muscular tube that pushes food down, and so you always want to make sure that you're chewing properly so that the portions are small and so it doesn't feel like it's grinding or like too big as it goes down, because we want to make sure the food's digested properly in small amounts and it goes down your esophagus, and then it connects to your stomach, which is next.
The stomach is a muscular sac that is located on the left side of the abdominal cavity. This just inferior of the diaphragm. In an average person, the stomach is about the size of their two fists. Placed next to each other. This major organ acts as a storage tank for food so that the body has time to digest large meals properly. It also contains hydrochloric acid and digestive enzymes that continue to digest food that begin in the mouth.
So as you can see, this is a visual picture of actually all the organs again in the digestive tract. But at the very top, it looks like a tube. That's your esophagus. So you can see how it connects to the stomach. So again, it's imperative that you chew properly so that the amounts go into your stomach. And as you said, it's a storage tank, but also it has enzymes and chemicals within your stomach to break down food. So you want to make sure the portions are the right size so that your body can break it down, extract the right nutrients. And then from the stomach, we're going to go into the small intestine.
This organ is roughly 1 inch thick in diameter and 10 feet long. And this is part of the lower gastrointestinal tract. It is located just inferior of the stomach and takes up most of the space in the abdominal cavity. The entire small intestine is coiled like a hose, and the inside surface is full of many ridges and folds.
And so as you can see, this is the small intestine and how it connects to the bottom portion of the stomach. The stomach is a J shape, and then the small intestine goes in the folds. And those folds are creases so that you can extract more nutrients, and also too, because of your small intestine, your food is being broken down even more so that more nutrients, because the body tries to utilize everything it can and what you take in so that it can be used for energy. A part of your small intestine is called the lower gastral tract. At the top with your esophagus and your pharynx, that's the top of your gastrointestinal tract. So just know, as like a road map, it goes, the further you go down, the terms of upper and lower coincide with it as well. Next would be your liver and your gallbladder.
The liver is roughly a triangular accessory organ of the digestive system located to the right of the stomach, just inferior to the diaphragm and superior of the small intestine. The liver weighs roughly 3 pounds and is the second largest organ in the body. This organ has many different functions in the body, but the main function of the liver in digestion is the production of bile and secretion into small intestines. The gallbladder, however, is a small pear-shaped organ located just posterior to the liver. It is used to store and recycle excess bile from the small intestine so that it can be reused for the digestion of subsequent meals.
So, again, like John said, and all these organs are vital, important part of your digestive tract. But your liver primarily is important because it deals with the liquids. It's about secretion. These organs are about secretion of bile and also secretion and intake of the nutrients you take in liquid-wise. A lot of people are familiar with how you can get liver poisoning because of alcohol consumption and the excess of alcohol consumption. Your liver, if you can think, is like this, and it's a sponge, and it's soaking in, and then taking out. Well, the harder you drink and the more toxins you put in your body, it's not able to soak in like a sponge, but it becomes hard, and you can get liver spots that you can see through exams through a medical doctor, and too you can see on your skin to know the damage that you're causing to your liver. Your pancreas, again, is all about, one is behind your stomach, so just know that in the location, but it's all about, again, the secretion of hormones and also of the bile, so that you want to make sure that you're taking care of that. With your gallbladder is vitally important because depending if your amount you eat and what you're doing, your sizes, sometimes food can become entrapped or get caught. And so what happens with that is your gallbladder can become inflamed. Say you develop mono or some other type of infection or disease, virus and that sort, your gallbladder too become inflamed. It's very painful, so you want to make sure you're taking care of yourself, drinking the right amount of liquids, and doing the right portion sizes so that everything remains maintains in a homeostasis state. After this, we're going to go to your pancreas, which I just recently talked about.
This organ is a large gland located just inferior and posterior of the stomach. It is about 6 inches long and is shaped like a short, lumpy snake with its head connected to the duodenum and its tail pointing to the left wall of the abdominal cavity. The pancreas secretes digestive enzymes into the small intestine to complete the chemical digestion of food.
And so just know there's two types of digestion. There's mechanical and there's chemical. And so just know with this organ, that is what its primary function is, a chemical side of it, and it's just, again, the secretion and all breakdown of foods and liquids. Next, and it's part of the last part of your digestive system, is the large intestine before extraction of your waste. And so John's going to talk about our large intestine.
The large intestine, the very last step. This is a long, thick tube that is roughly 2.5 inches in diameter and roughly 5 feet long. It is located just inferior of the stomach and wraps around the superior and lateral border of the small intestine. The largest intestine absorbs water and contains many symbiotic bacteria that assist in the breaking down of waste to extract some of the amount of nutrients. Feces in the large intestine exit the body through the anal canal.
So as you can see, this is the last part of your digestional tract, so either upper, and now we're at the very lowest point. As you can see, at this picture right here, you can see the small intestine wrapped within or inside the barrier of the large intestine. And so, as you can see, like John said, your large intestine is on the outside and your small intestine on the inside, but still are vitally important. Just know the difference between your small is the secretion of nutrients and your large is the exiting of what you've already eaten. So the last part of our presentation, and again, this presentation is going to be on Blackboard for you to review multiple times if you'd like to, and also for the fact of our PowerPoint so you can rewatch and learn about the more things, is the 6 steps of the digestive system. So we've told you about the order of the organs, and now we're going to tell you about 6 easy ways to remember it. First is
ingestion of food. Second is the secretion of fluids. Third is the mixing and movement. Fourth is the digestion of foods into smaller pieces. Fifth is the absorption of nutrients. And sixth is the excretion of waste. Such a hard word.
Okay, so for the first one, it's obviously ingestion. If you ingest something, you're taking it in. So just know that first step of the digestive system is ingesting food to stomach. That's the process. And so just remember, whatever you put in your mouth, it's going to come out. So you want to put the best in. And it starts with your mouth, small pieces. It goes to your stomach and starts to be digested.
Secretion is the second step. This step is where fluids such as saliva, mucus, hydrochloric acid, and enzymes and bile are used to break down the food in its transportation phase.
The third step, again, remember ingestion, secretion, and then the third is mixing and movement.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The digestion phase, this is the phase that takes 2 parts, which is the mechanical phase, which entails you actually putting the food in your mouth, chewing, swallowing. The second phase is the chemical phase, in which the food enters the body and where the nutrients are separated from the waste. It's like basically it's taking the sheep from the goat, basically.
The next part is digestion.
No, absorption.
Sorry, we just did digestion and mixing and movement together. To clarify, with mixing and movement is you have swallowing, you have, what's that word?
Peristalsis.
And then segmentation. And so those 3, mixing and movement, is obviously swallowing. You're putting the food around your mouth, you're taking it in, it's going down, and then with that movement, it's being split apart so nutrients can go to the different organs and the breakdown of that. So we've gone over ingestion, secretion, mixing and movement, digestion, and we're about to go over absorption.
Absorption is once food has been reduced to its building blocks, it is ready for the body to absorb. Absorption begins in the stomach as simple molecules like water and alcohol being absorbed and goes directly into the bloodstream. This phase is basically taking out the nutrients and sending the waste towards the large intestine.
And so the last part of the 6th step is excretion, and so as the word implies, you are just expelling the waste that you put into your body. And so it's vitally important that you are putting the best you can to your body so that 1, you have a healthy digestive tract, 2, it's easy to excrete those wastes, and 3, that your body is fully able to combat what you have to deal with every day. in your daily life to make sure that you're putting in the right nutrients so you're healthy, and that you don't lack in your amino acids, you don't lack in carbohydrates, you don't lack in proteins, but you're equally healthy in all levels. Again, my name is Whitney,
And my name is John.
and we hope you learned a lot about the digestive tract. Go to watch our PowerPoint on Blackboard, and you can review what we had to say on there. Have a great day.
Thank you.